Hello, you guys, and I am right back with a story that I didn't intend on doing. Okay, again, like the Wiley show story, I didn't intend on doing that one. But this one I didn't intend on doing for a different reason. All right, but here I am. I'm doing it because as I was working on the Wiley part two that I was gonna do in now that's up in the air, but this came to mind because in the Wiley part two, I was focusing on him. Excuse me. Still my allergies, you guys. And I am taking, my doctor prescribed the Claritin per day. I am taking it, but I still cough. If I can make it through the coughs, the little coughs, you can make it through too. So, um, but as I was focusing on his part two and why he felt the need to jump in and call quote unquote Monica and all this kind of stuff, it was dropped in my spirit that the nosy hoe was right. That she did, in fact, uncover or unmask the avatar. Okay? Um, So let's get right into that. But first, let me direct your attention to the very bottom of your screen, whatever screen you are watching and looking on. See that red bar at the bottom? That red bar says for entertainment purposes only, and every single word is alleged and not to be used as facts. All right. So every time you see that red bottom at the that red bar at the bottom, please apply the sentence within it. All right. Let's get started. Before I break it down, everything that happened on Thursday night that I was a witness to, let me let you guys know exactly who I am. I am Indigo Sage, an awakened soul. All right. I do have a spiritually based website at unapologeticallysage.com. You can also find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Now, let's begin to sage this all the way out using tarot. This is a tarot reading, okay? I cannot say that enough. This is a tarot reading, you guys. All right. That's why it's called Tarot Spills the Tea, and I do give commentary, reviews, recaps, all of that along with it. Now let's sage this out, okay? Because I wasn't a believer that, the nosy hoe unmasked anything. I just thought she was a nosy hoe. However, I believe I stand corrected. I believe she in fact did, because Spirit told me so. So let me go ahead and share with you guys. Okay, so I was just browsing on a Thursday night. I forgot what I was really looking for. I think a review of one of these little housewife shows or whatever that I'd be watching. Anyway, and I ran across the Nosey Heaux live, and it was her and her guest, so debonair, on there. And I'm gonna be honest, okay? It looked like they were badgering the heck out of this woman. And I was like, what is going on right here? What is going on? What am I watching? What am I a witness to? And so I just noticed. Now let me say I was turned off by what I felt like was disrespect by Nosy Ho by calling this woman who I could clearly see her nameplate. It said Monique something, and Nosy Ho kept saying Monica, 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 but Monica. And I'm like, girl, it says Monique, And then and I was like, why is this lady letting her call her by a different name? I was thinking, what the f is this? What's going on? And finally, that lady said, please stop disrespecting me and calling me Monica. I am not Monica. And of course, by then, I, figured out what was going on. But I still was just like, oh my gosh, you're disrespecting this lady, this poor lady. And, excuse me, and I was thinking, I couldn't help but think, you guys, what if this is not the the avatar? What if it's not? You know? And then, of course, as I'm sure we all kind of did, put ourselves in the lady's position if it wasn't us. And so that's what I did. If it wasn't me, I don't feel like I would have called it. Now, I am one person who does, I don't believe in confrontation, but I do confront issues. So there would be a small possibility that I would call in and say, hey, you know what? Y'all better stop this right now. Yes, there's a small possibility that I would have done that, but a larger possibility that I would have just gotten an attorney and sued the F out of them. Okay? Because, I don't have time for that. Nobody really has time to be, and that, she stayed on for a long time. Now, see, and then that's another difference. If it was me, like I said, we put ourselves in that situation real quick and we wonder what would we do. If I did jump on and say, hey, keep my name out your mouth, all that kind of little stuff, I wouldn't have been on there. I think she was on there for at least an hour or so. No. It wouldn't have been like that. I would have just said, check it. It ain't me. Back up. Keep my name out your mouth or whatever. I wouldn't have said that. I would have probably maybe, tried to sound a little more professional. But the point is, I would have made my point. I would have said what I said, and I would have got off the line, because I would have been like, I'm not playing with you children today. Not today. I'm not meeting you on the playground. I'm the superintendent of the playground. No, we're not playing today, sweeties. And then I would have proceeded just to get my attorney. And I definitely wouldn't have called back. However, there were just a lot of things that just made me believe that they had the wrong lady. They just made me believe that. I mean, not they made me believe so far as Nosey Heaux and So Debonair, but I was believing the woman, okay? Because it really felt like harassment. And I was starting to feel sorry for the lady, okay? However, one of them, I cannot remember if it was So Debonair or if it was Nosey Heaux, they asked her to go ahead and call the cousin or tell the cousin just to type. I know Nosey Heaux said type hello in the chat and all this kind of stuff. And the look on the lady's face, she said, huh? I'm like, oh, shit, you done. Okay, it's like, you done effed up now. You know that scene in Menace to Society when Cole or Kane, I think his name was Kane, was caught. His fingerprints was on that bottle in the supermarket, the store, or whatever. And when he was being interrogated, and I know I'll be going off sometime, but y'all just follow me. Anyone who watched Menace to Society know exactly where I'm going with this. When he was being interrogated and he was sweating all hard and stuff, he know darn well he was up in there. He wasn't a shooter or whatever, but he know he was in there. He know what happened, and he was lying. He was telling stories, and his story kept changing and switching up. And that investigator, the detective, told him, you effed up, right? You effed up, right? When she was asked to call your cousin that told you about us, the look on her face, and then she said, huh? I said, oh, man, there it is there. There it is there. There it is there. But then, hold up. Something else happened, all right? Hold up. Next thing I know, I see in the chat that they're saying this is not her, which of course we always see that. We always see that anytime someone's saying it's her, anytime someone's talking about who could be her, there's always someone in the chat saying it's not her, it's not, it's not her voice. She is a Caucasian male. She's a green alien from Mars. It is not her. She don't even have a residence on this planet. It's not her. Okay. All right. We got you. So, you kind of become numb to all of the it's not her. So seeing that, that didn't mean nothing until I saw she was live on who other than the Wiley Show. All right, Wiley, Mr. Wiley. All right, now we already know that I've already said in the previous video that Mr. Wiley is thirsty. He's very thirsty, and if you want to know why he's so thirsty, check out the video I did as to, why he's so thirsty, okay? But this is him just perusing, just looking for any chance to just, try to step in. Now, we already know that this man has admitted to, and don't get me wrong, I'm not extremely versed in I am not extremely versed in all of the details, and I'm not going to pretend to be, okay? But I know enough. So, if there's anything that I am missing or that you would like to tell me, fill me in the comments below. All right? As long as you're not disrespectful, I'm gonna read them and respond, and because that's who I am. All right? I don't run. I am unapologetically Sage, very unapologetic. All right? Get into it. Now, so Mr. Wiley with his thirsty self is, in just looking, perusing to see what he can get into and whatever. And as we already know and found out and confirmed by the avatar herself, that he lied and said she was on his show, but she really wasn't, and that's what made her reach out to him and this, that, and the other. But we saw in the comments that she was live on the show. So a few of us, I don't know the number because I'm not, I know I'm one of them, and I know that other people reported that they did too. They were listening, and even Nosey Heaux at the same time. So I did. I had both of them going at the same time, one in one ear, one in the other, and I was listening, and they were live. All right, I'll give them that. So at first I was like, oh shit, y'all done made me cuss. But I was just like, oh man, Nosey Heaux is so debonair over there messing with this innocent lady. Why they doing that? But then it didn't sound like the avatar's voice. There were times it did, times it didn't. And I was like, okay. And so then someone told Nosey Heaux that, it was all a stunt. It was pre-recorded, this, that, and the other. However, it was not pre-recorded because they were talking in real time. So that's thrown out the door. It was not pre-recorded. However, there were times where it did not sound like Avatar at all. And then there were some times where it did sound like her. I just didn't know what to believe, but I just thought, just leave these people alone because I saw Nosey Heaux's video, and I think it was like number 5. It was like Unmasking Avatar number 5. And I'm like, oh, have you done this 5 times? I don't know, but just, all right. Because I just always be looking out for people who may be innocent, wrongly accused, innocent until proven guilty, all that kind of stuff, And Nosey Heaux, if you listening, because first of all, I am going to hit you up after this gets published. But I'm not coming after you, sweetheart. I am not coming after you. You did great detective work, okay? But I was just thinking, if these people are not her, oh my gosh, how does that feel to be accused and be, spoken to that way? But then, why did that lady entertain them for so long? That could not have been me. I would have cussed them up, down, left, right, cat corner, sideways, and in a circle. Hung up. Well, first I would have been kind, of course, but hung up and called my attorney and got and issued a real cease and desist or whatever. So anyway, all right. So that's the recap. Let's keep going. So right here is where I want to give official credit to my sources, but then also counter that with saying this is for entertainment purposes only, and every single word is alleged and not to be used as facts. All right, I know my sages are smart, so you get that already. And every time you see at the bottom that red bar, it applies. So the episodes I'm talking about is they were on Thursday night. This past Thursday, which I believe was the 16th, or either I think it was the 16th. Anyway, let me see. No, it was the 17th. It was June 17th, 2021. And both of them ran lives. Well, I believe Nosey Heaux was first, and then I just showed you what Wiley was doing, sitting at the computer, just looking to see where he wanted to get in, where he fit in at, But it was these two programs, and I was just bouncing back and forth, and then at one point I was thinking neither one of y'all, I was thinking that ain't the real Monica on the line with Wiley. He thirsty, and I was thinking, and y'all ain't got the, Nosey Heaux ain't got the real one. All right. So I was just looking like that, and my face was just side eyeing both of them. However, however, um, I did a tarot reading on why it just didn't sit right with me. Why the quote unquote Monique lady was on with them so long and fooling with them. And then I saw a piece of clip of it, and then her husband got on too. Why would they do that? If she's 100% innocent and just a tax, she said she's just a tax lady, and she just want them to just stop and leave her alone. And I'm like, why do you don't engage when you want someone to leave you alone? Like, you should, I believe in, I can show you better than I can tell you. That's the type of person I am. I'm not getting ready to play. I don't play games. I don't play. I don't play around. That tricks are for kids. I don't. And I'm like, she is older than all of us watching. Maybe combined. I don't know. But why are you sitting up here playing with them? Why are you entertaining this? It just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right. Because someone who really does have to go to bed, someone who really does have a different job and have other responsibilities, they would have been got off the phone. Okay? Now that's just real talk. Let's get into this reading. All right? Let's go ahead and sage it out right now. Let me say too that I did a reading already on the Avatar and All About the Tea. You can check that out. And I was talking about how she has blocked her new panel. And all of her cards came up blocked, either all of them except for one or either every single one. Check this out. Same result in this one. All of them came up blocked, I believe, except for one. I mean, not blocked. Well, yeah, blocked, reversed, except for one or two. Two of them. So this one was in reverse, which I'll break down the reverse. I'm not going to show it in reverse like I've done in the past because I want to try to get through this as quickly as possible. So the past basically says that it is the Four of Swords, and this question that it is pertaining to, the decision, all right? Because when I do these breakdowns, the tarot spills the tea, it is breaking down a person's decision to do whatever it is that they did or why they're not going to do whatever the question is. It's a question. And so my question was, why was she calling in? Why did this lady call in and stay on the line as long as she did? Like, I just wanted the truth. And that really wasn't even asking, is this person the true avatar? Is this person not the avatar? My question, because see, you got to know how to phrase questions when you're working with tarot. Why did she stay? Why did she call in and entertain this for so long? And the answers were very interesting. So the past, as it relates to that decision, recovering from financial difficulties, all right? And also feeling completely overwhelmed by financial pressure, okay? So that's the first red flag right there. That's the first red flag. Because the past, when I do this spread, whatever's in the past, whatever comes up as the past, that's what influences the present. The present is this person doing whatever it is that they did or didn't do. So this is in the back of her mind, recovering from financial difficulties or feeling overwhelmed by financial pressure. Now, it can go without being said, but doesn't that match what we perceive to be going on with Avatar? Because they did talk about money. They talked about money. We didn't. We, the people, the commentaries and the people watching and everything, we didn't know nothing about no money. They brought money into it. And the differences of being paid, not being paid, and then people brought into it how much money she was getting compared to how much she was paying. And I'm not going into that, but I'm just saying money is an issue. All right. And it's funny because I channel messages all the time, and very rarely does Swords talk about finances. Um, but that, she probably got into all this mess because she had some financial difficulties. Okay? Okay? Which is probably why she was doing things and moving the way that she was moving financially, because she was overwhelmed with financial difficulties, and that influenced probably all of her bad decisions. Y'all, we know how that can be. So, moving on. So, in the present, meaning present time as she sees it, the person who was on the phone, what was typed on the nameplate was Monique. Um, Ace of Pentacles showed up, and this card was upright. And this relates to why she called in. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. Still, at this point, I wasn't 100% convinced that this was the Avatar, because just because you had financial troubles in the past, financial difficulties, and then now you don't, it doesn't mean that you are the Avatar. But I'm going to continue and speak in the manner that the way I need to let you guys know. See, with this being the Avatar, so in the past she had financial difficulties. Now they are resolved. So she feels comfortable. Okay? This card was upright. The majority of them were in reverse. This card was upright. So this is someone feeling very comfortable. Now, how in the world would that influence you to make a phone call? You understand what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense. Especially if it's not you and you have a good life and you're cool. But then you can flip it and think, hey, I do have a good life. I am cool. I don't want mine, because I believe she said she was doing taxes, and maybe she don't want her clients to be affected. Everything is going cool. I don't want to be involved in this. However, this goes back to, if it's really not you and you don't want to be involved with it, why would you call in, show your face, and be on that phone for such a long time, have your husband come on? That's all ridiculous for a person who's professional and doesn't want anything to do with it. That doesn't make any sense. Okay? Let's keep going. And now we are getting to the nitty-gritty of it. We're peeling back these layers, okay? As Nosey Heaux said, we are unmasking. We are peeling back the layers. We are. This is, so the best of it. The best of it as it relates to the person's decision is what they see to be the best of it, of the decision that they're making. So, her making the decision to place that phone call, go on live, the best of it as this person sees it, and like I said, her nameplate said Monique, the Justice card came up, which means she wants a fair outcome. And it was in reverse, and this was a strong block. This was the strongest block. So this one I did clarify, but this block was blocked due to dishonesty and the inability to take responsibility for one's actions. So you're not going to have a fair outcome. So this person is delusional at best. Okay? 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 Okay. If you're dishonest and you have the inability, this said the inability to take responsibility for your actions, but yet you believe that there's a possibility for a fair outcome. For who? How? When? This is why you got into this. But let's peel back another layer, because see, this is one card that I went ahead and clarified, because I had to, this was such a strong, heavy delusion that I had to see what was underneath this. All right, check this out. So I've said in previous readings, and I'll say it again for anyone new listening, that these clarifier cards, they are my own personal deck that I created. I channeled my guardian angels and channeled the meanings of all of them, created them. It was actually a long process. And so anyway, I haven't shown them to you guys as of yet, but this is my first time showing one of my cards. But, you know, when I need to bring them out and use them, I do use them. I just talk about them. So consider, you know, this like an unveiling or whatever. Anyway, just letting you guys know what I used. And since I'm the one that created the Ultimate Clarifiers deck, it's truly clarifying and eye-opening for me, which allows me to explain it to anyone listening. So, as I said before, the Justice card is in the best position, which is the best outcome that she envisions for this situation, which is why she called, because she wants it to be fair. All right, but it's blocked. It was in reverse. It was blocked. It was blocked heavy. Heavy, heavy. All right, it was heavy. Heavy blocking. And my clarifier came out in reverse as well. And I'm not surprised. It was so heavy. But here's what I flipped it up so that we can look at it really good. This card is about creating a future of healthy love. So I think she really feels like she didn't do anything wrong. Or either that's the illusion that she wants to give us, feed us, wants us to believe. Because, you know what? I take that. Like, I was going to say, I take that back. She doesn't believe that. She wants us to believe that. She wants us to believe that. This is what she's feeding to us. Because, you know, she kept saying, now I'm talking about the avatar, all right? That they were a family. They were a family. They were like her children. These are words that she said on her show, where she said, Monica finally speaks out, and she has it posted on her channel. She said, I saw them all as my kids. We were a family. And then each individual person, all of them, spoke about how she would tell them all the time that they were like family. And we've heard her say that. And so with family is the love, and it's talking about creating a future of healthy love. So I'm not surprised that this card came out about love, because that does have to do with family. But this card is talking about healthy love. And that's probably why it was in reverse. It was in reverse, which is, you know, the justice was also in reverse. So it's like, you know, I mean, and I'm not laughing. This is just me being just, it's unbelievable how unaware, how, you know, the lack of awareness that this person has. Wanting the best outcome and thinking that I'm going to get on this phone and talk to them, and everything is going to be, it's going to even out. I'm going to tell them this is not me, you know, and this, that, and the other, and this is all going to work out perfectly fine. Everything's going to be fair in the end. Like, you know, her wanting that fairness, that justice is the big picture. But she's thinking she could help it with this phone call by playing with them on the playground, you know, and denying who she is. And I'm going to get to that too. I'm going to get to that as to how this all ties in. But it's delusion. So let's keep going. Next position is the worst but first. Let me remind you guys, if you are liking what you hear, if you like my commentary, if this is interesting to you, go ahead and click the like button. Go ahead and click the like button and go ahead and subscribe so that you'll be notified for when I do more Tarot Spills the Tea, because I'm invested now, you guys. And I do have a playlist entitled Tarot Spills the Tea, where there are um, two previous videos, one on All About the Tea, then the other one's on Wiley, and now this one is my third, and I'm kind of invested now. All right. And then there's others on different reality programs. However, you won't know about them unless you click subscribe and click the bell. But even if you don't want to, the least you could do, you've come this far, go ahead and click that like button. All right. And thank you. So we just got done talking about the best in her mind, uh, Monique, when she, as to the decision of her calling in. And, the best is like justice and fairness for everyone. And for her, really, that is like to go back to the way it was before all of this happened, which for her, that means she wants everyone to stop with the trying to find out who she is and just go back with accepting the avatar as the avatar, an unknown avatar. And so I said that to say this. The worst would be identifying her as the avatar. And believe it or not, that is why she called in. Let me go ahead and break this down. All right, the worst, so 5 of Swords came up as the worst. And it was in reverse, but it was in reverse because it too is a strong stop, a strong block, a strong hold, a strong no, a strong deny, a strong, I don't want this to happen. This is my worst nightmare. All right? That's the reason why this was in reverse. Okay, get into it. Get all the way into it. Okay? Conflict in the workplace magnified due to identity being confirmed. So, check this out. In case you guys are not familiar with narcissists, and let me go ahead and say this, I do feel like the avatar is a narcissist, or she's on the spectrum, all right? And all of this is alleged and not to be used as facts. So, one common thing, and I'm surrounded by narcissists. That's the only, I don't have a degree. I don't claim to be a doctor in narcissism or whatever, but you should check out my my website. I speak a lot about my experiences with narcissism, and not to toot my own horn, but I do hit the nail on the head. So again, that's unapologeticallysage.com. Go to the menu tab, click the NARS in my arse, and you will find a lot of real life things that you can learn and be enlightened about narcissism and stuff. Anyway, so yes, I am qualifying myself, giving my opinion, and this is alleged, on Avatar being a narcissist. So, or on the spectrum. All right. And one thing that I know about narcissists is that they will slip up. They have slip ups all the time because they believe that they're smarter than everyone else. They do. They do. They do. They do. And they can't help it. They don't even try to fight it. And they don't try to hide it either. So I love narcissists in that way. Because they believe everybody is dumb. And we're not. But they blindly believe that everyone's dumb. And that creates a comfortability in them of a high level. And ultimately, it makes them slip up every time. And it makes them do dumb things that, dare I say, a normal person or the average person just wouldn't do, you know? So, using this as the perfect example, I am not surprised at all that the tarot cards are saying this is the avatar and my spirit is saying this is the avatar. Because like I said at the beginning, I didn't believe that it was. However, I stand corrected. This is totally something that a narcissist would do. And I felt like she was a narcissist even before all of this. I could just see it. I could feel it. I know the symptoms. You know, I already knew that. And so she just continued to play out narcissistic symptoms and signs. And this is one of them. She believed that we were all dumb enough to believe that there's no way, if it's her, why would she show her face and do all of this? And, you know, if it was actually her, because the real her would stay in hiding and wouldn't do this. And that's what she expected us to believe. That's what she expected us to believe. She believed we were all dumb enough not to believe that, you know, and that's the thing. You know, narcissists are really slick. They get slick. And they are usually like 99% in like high positions, and they act normal out in public and everything. And their stuff, their symptoms they're very careful on when they come out. But one of the symptoms is them slipping up because they believe they are smarter than everyone else. They too smart for their own good. Okay, let me put it like that. I actually, the way I like to say it is, you're so smart, you're dumb. You're so smart that you're dumb. See, in her mind, she believed that the best thing to do is to go on here and just say, it's not me. You want to know why? Part of the reason is because she thinks that we're dumb. Okay, so we've already established that. The second reason is because a lot of people were saying, if these Monicas are not, well, they really were saying it about the Bojangles lady. You know, if it's really not her, why don't she just come out and say it? Why is she quiet? Because if it, you know, there was a lot of that going on. She heard all of that, and something in her, you know, I guess agreed with it and was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna convince them that me is not I. That I am not me. I'm not her. Because I'm going to go on there and say, please leave me alone. It's not me. I'm going to get some man come on and say he's my husband and it's not her, you guys. I'm going to do all of this. And I'm going to say, I don't even be on YouTube. I'm going to tell him, you know, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm an innocent old tax lady. Please leave me alone. I have to go to sleep. Please. I don't know anything about YouTube. And then she's asked, well, how did you find out? Okay, my cousin. She had that. My cousin. Yeah. You know, because I'm not on YouTube. My cousin. She be on YouTube. Okay, call her. Huh? Call your cousin. Huh? Call your cousin. Huh? Oh, I don't have her phone number. See, you know you effed up, right? You know you effed up, right? This narcissist effed up because she thought we were all super stupid. And narcissists. They always slip. And not everyone is stupid, all right? You know, just because, you know, you may have gotten over on other people in your past, you can't assume that everyone's at that lower level of intelligence. And it only makes you look stupid. All right, let's keep going. There's a little bit more. So in the what's to come position, what's to come of what's to come of the decision that she made to call in and show her face, excuse me, it's Queen of Pentacles. And what that is, the way that is, what that says. Now that showed up in reverse as well, and it serves as a warning not to allow your success to go to your head. The success it's talking about as it relates to her decision to call in is her comfortability of being hidden behind that avatar and being so smart that we won't figure it out. This is saying don't let that go to your head. So what that tells me, and I'm telling you guys, is that I believe that she believes that she's pulled it off. Because then we have that Wiley stunt. And now is probably a good time to say, Spirit told me to tell you that was not Monica, the avatar, on the phone. It wasn't. It wasn't. He did that on his own, trying to get brownie points. It wasn't him. I mean, it wasn't her. It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't. And even I was fooled for just a second, because when I first jumped over and listened to it, it didn't sound like her at all. And so I was like, well, this is just dumb. Everybody wasting their time. Why am I looking at this? And then I listened again, like a little bit later, and it did sound like her. And then I just got tired, and I was like, F all of this. F all of this. This is just crazy. But when when it was dropped down in my spirit to do this, let this be my next subject, because I was working on something else, to be honest. But I straight up asked, was that her on the phone? And it wasn't. It wasn't. Point blank and period. Because I was starting to think maybe it was some trickery, because she did get off the line with them. Because first of all, it was already confirmed. Spirit had already confirmed that Nosey Heaux and Sobenair was talking to her. Okay, so that wasn't in question after it was dropped in my spirit to do this reading. But I wanted to know what was going on with the phone at the time when it sounded like I had heard her voice. And it wasn't her, because, and the reason why I asked, because there was a possibility, because there was a time when the woman was off the line with Nosey Heaux and then called back in. Okay? So it was just, like I said previously, a beautiful mess. It was like a beautiful mess that I was just sitting there just looking at, listening to, bouncing back and forth, screen to screen, listening. However, the end of the situation, the end of the game, I'm calling it. It was not the avatar on the phone with Wiley. That was another stunt he pulled, kissing butt, because he is very, very thirsty. Trying to make points with Monica. She did not know that he was doing that going in. I'm sure she knows now, but I'm just telling you guys the questions I asked Spirit. She didn't know he was going to do that. So it's not like she told him to do that. I'm sure she knows now, but she didn't have nothing to do with his stunts. All right. I don't even know if his right eye had anything to do with the stunts, because, I don't know if his right eye and left eye, I don't know if they come together ever on what they're doing. But anyway, so, but Nosey Heaux, though, she was right. She was right. And then I heard that, the other day, Sodebernaire gave an apology. I didn't watch that. I just heard that he did. I don't know what he was apologizing for. Well, anyway, The way that they talked to that lady was at times disrespectful, but I don't understand why she stayed on the line though. Whether it be Avatar or not, you have a choice to be verbally abused or not. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't make any sense why you are so bent on staying on it. So you and your husband are complaining about the way you're being spoken to, but you're gonna stay on it? Why? That's what disturbed me deep down. I was like, that don't make no sense. Let me get out my cards. So anyway, um, I believe she believes it was a success. So next up, we have her energy, the energy behind all of this decision to call, all of that. Let's look at the energy. It's the energy card, okay? Okay, before I break this down real quick, I meant to tell you guys earlier um, that the in the present position, um, there was fertility in there, which means that now it could actually mean that she's pregnant. All right, so whatever, but I take it as in having an idea. All right, because an idea can show up in tarot as fertility and being pregnant with an idea. And it's a darn coincidence that in the reading, the part 2 of the Wiley, he also has fertility and being pregnant with an idea as well. And as it relates to all of this. All right. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that little nugget. All right. Now for this, the energy snapshot is like a bonus card that I, you know, add on to my readings and my spreads and stuff because I like to know the energy. And we as tarot readers, we mostly always kind of look at the energy, but we don't necessarily like show or tell or talk about it. I like to talk about it because it's very important. This is the energy that drives all the rest of the cards. And I think the reason why some tarot readers don't like to talk about the energy and bring it up is because that's kind of what people really keep hidden. And chances are they're going to deny it. And so it's easier to do a reading without bringing up, I'm sure you guys get it. Anyway, but in this situation, like I do it. I do it because don't come to me if you don't want the truth. You can check out my profile video on my channel and, you know, there's hashtag no sugarcoating. I can't. It's just not in me. Her energy snapshot is 6 of Cups. Now this came up in the very first video that I did in this series. It was on her, and in the same position, the energy snapshot is 6 of Cups. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Hers was a 6 of Pentacles, but it was Charity. And 6 of Cups, the way this came up was as Charity as well, which is the reason why I interchanged the two, because it still is within that Charity feeling. And I go on imagery. If my regular sages, you already know I always talk about imagery. The reason for her call, look at this. So first of all, it says that this person is resourceful and crafty. Okay, don't we know it? And it's giving someone it's giving someone an unexpected gift. Okay? This is what the heck she felt like she was doing with Nosey Heaux. That's what she felt like she was doing. So not only did she think we were dumb, too dumb to figure out that she is who she is. That's how I want to put it. Pay attention to that red bar at the bottom. Everything I say is alleged and not to be used as facts. But she felt like we were too dumb. And And you know, she's being resourceful and crafty, and she felt like she's gifting, giving Nosey Heaux and So Debonair a gift, an unexpected gift. Now, I put this together. When I saw this card, I already knew. I'm like, oh, 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 oh. I knew. Because I heard her say this and I was offended by it. She said, and first of all, the clarifier, yes, I did a clarifier on this one. I didn't do a clarifier on all of them, but it's just two. And this was the other one. The clarifier said this was about money. And I remember her stating in that interview that she did on her channel, the Monica Finally Speaks, she said, everyone out here eating off of me by making all these videos. And she said something about, ain't nobody even thanking me, but everybody eating off of me. And that was the attitude that she embodied. And when I saw this, and again, you guys, this pertains to why she called in to the Nosey Heaux live show. This is her energy. This has been her energy the entire time. And it switches back and forth from this. This one is the resourceful and crafty. And I can totally see that with this call in. This narcissist is thinking that we are so dumb and that she's resourceful and crafty and she can get away with it. And she's going to gift Nosey Heaux with making money off of me. Eating. She didn't say money. She said eating off of her. Okay? Now, the first reading that I did on her was about the panel, and that one was the Six of the Coins, and that was charity, which still is in the same lane, eating off of her. She feels like she should be thanked. She should be thanked. Now, I was looking for those screenshots to take from the Nosey Heaux and the Wiley show. And I saw that she was, there was a little 14-minute video. And it said, I forgot what exactly the title was, but I clicked on it. And I gotta watch it again. But I'm just gonna say that she was saying in it, apparently the woman said something about doing this for money. Now, I hope you guys all join me. After you click off of this, let's all go over there to Nosey Heaux's page, if you haven't already, and watch that 14-minute video, because I believe that's going to confirm what I just said about this energy. I was too busy trying to get a snapshot, and I didn't get to hear it all, and I wasn't listening to the details, because when I'm in the, when I channel a message, I need to get it off. I need to say it. So I didn't have time to be trying to intently listen, but I'm going to do it right now. But anyway, my point is that I know I heard something about them, Nosey Heaux saying that I think she was accused of having a lady on to get money or get views up or something. I don't know. That's why I'm admitting I don't know. So I'm encouraging everyone to go, let's listen to that video, because I think it is gonna, because when I saw this, I'm gonna be honest, because I was looking at the picture and I was getting ready to DM, and I don't even know how to DM. Look at me talking about DMing. I was gonna try to contact. Let me not sound like I know all about YouTube, because I really don't. But I was getting ready to try to contact. When I saw this card, I was going to try to contact Nosey Heaux to say, do you know her? Because she feels like she's giving you a favor. Like, she feels like she's doing you a favor. And so I was going to say, is there any, I was going to ask her, is there any reason why she would feel that way? But then at the same time, I remembered how she had said everyone is eating off of her, which goes together. But when you look at the picture, I don't know, I just felt like these two people knew each other. So, like I said, Spirit always knows how to direct me. Because normally I go in, I do business, but Spirit told me to click on that video. I heard something about Nosey Heaux saying, I think she was being accused by someone of using that lady for maybe clicks or something, clicks or views or money or something like that. I don't know. That's why I'm getting ready to get off this line and go look at it right now. And I encourage us all to do that just for clarity purposes. But this is what the cards came up. I mean, this is the cards that came up. This is what they say. This is what they mean. This is how she feels. This is her energy. She feels like she did her a favor by standing on the line, and she felt like she was smart enough to outsmart all of us and that we would not know. All right. But joke's on you, honey, because and you know what? I'm gonna say it. You almost got me. You almost got me. You almost got me. Because I was thinking this lady might be innocent. Leave her alone. She gotta do taxes in the morning. But Spirit had me get out in a different deck too, a different deck than I have used so far on Tarot Spills the Tea, so that I can get more clarity. And yeah, man. I got it. I 100% got it. And look at them little cute puffy afro curls. Don't they remind you of Nosey Heaux? But she don't have, you know, she got the little whole overall afro puff, which is cute. But, you know, I'm all about the imagery. And anyway, and I'm going to leave the imagery alone because I could go a whole nother hour off this imagery. All right, you guys. Let me see. I think there's one more thing. Well, look at here. It is one more thing. I want to thank you guys for watching my video, and I'm going to thank you already for your support, because I know that since you made it this far, you're going to click like at least. And hit subscribe, because I am going to continue down this road, because we all as a collective will get to the bottom of it. And yeah, I want to see now. I want to know now. So alrighty, do me that favor and click like, click subscribe, so that you are notified. Click that bell for the next video. I promise I am going to be on top of it through tarot spilling the tea. All right, you guys, be safe and enjoy the rest of your weekend. And remember to wash your hands, because we're still in this. All right, so let's not get too comfortable. All right, enjoy your weekend, you guys.